Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered several viewer submitted levels. So in this part, I'll be covering the next set of at least 4 or 5 levels that were submitted to the 3rd official Mega Man Maker Level Design Challenge, which was titled Wily Construction Corps. I'll be starting off with this level, the Wily Gate Wily Challenge entry by Gravitrax64, with 21 plays and a score -3. If you're wondering what this level design challenge's rules were, check out the introduction of episode 222, or check out the topmost link in the description below. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts. Considering the type of levels that were to be submitted to this challenge, I'm surprised we haven't heard this Wily Fortress team yet. After all, this is super popular. Also, if you're wondering about the running tally, so far I've covered 21 levels in this challenge series. One of them was removed, and I skipped over 2 of them, as I covered them earlier. When I say I covered them earlier, I mean they were viewer submitted levels. The harder rod probably has more goodies. Getting up there is going to be the problem though. Never mind, we loop around the place. Of course, you can potentially skip it by using the rush jet. Or use the rush coil and immediately swap over to using the skull barrier. That way you won't die to the spikes. Oh neat, a semi-remake of the Boo Beam trap. Well, I'm dead. I knew that was gonna happen once. See? Worked like a charm. Let's get out of here. And there's our first checkpoint, a good placement, right after that mini-boss room. In fact, I'll start back up at full health, just to be safe. A perfectly serviceable shmup segment. One of the better ones in this series, in fact. When I say series, I mean all the challenge submissions. No M-Tank for me, sadly. Is there a secret to the left? Let me take a look. Nope, there isn't. It just looks so suspicious. Nonetheless, that's the end of this level. It felt like a introductory Wily stage, like Wily Stage 1 or 2. So this is going to be a recreation of the Mega Dragon encounter. I need to be fast here. In fact, I'll use the rush jet this time. Okay, that's not too bad now. That first Gachapon was the problem. Okay, so go down over here. I was worried I was a bottomless pit for a second. Your weakness is probably the fire-type weapon. No, it isn't. It can't fit in. That seems somewhat effective. That's your weakness. I'm not sure why the stage got a negative score. It's a perfectly serviceable Wily Fortress level, and I do like the recreation of some of the signature bosses, those being the Mecha Dragon and the Boo Beam Trap, so I will give it a thumbs up. It's a 6 out of 10. It wasn't that difficult either. Second up is Raising Eyebrows by Tings, with 38 plays and a score of -13. The lowest scoring level so far, but why? That's what I'm worried about. I'm hoping this is not a Kaiser level. So far a bit tricky, but nothing unmanageable. Only the rush shed can allow me to access that area. Another loop around. Oh, never mind, we just go to the right. Sure, let's get hit by everything. That sounds like fun. First checkpoint, fairly spaced I'd say. After those two sections were completed, I'm waiting for that to despawn. I don't want to die over there. Some more tricky jumps here. Oh. That's not good. Whoa, that was a close one. You need to really be on your feet here. And here. And probably here as well, so let's reset it. Do I have a shield type weapon? Nope. Save me, Rush Jet. And I'm dead. Unless I can damage boost. Let's see if I can salvage this. I can, as long as I can damage boost. Like such. That was a close one though. I can see why the stage got a negative score. You really need to be skilled with racing to the left with these platforms. There is a sudden difficulty spike. Same here, oh boy. I'll go down first, that seems safer. Assuming I can actually get in, that's the other problem. That's gonna be a tight room. I need to do it the manual way. At least that block stays destroyed. That's what I wanted to do. I wish I had time slow in this stage. Or flash stopper. But here's a second checkpoint, thank you. Mini boss room. The rooms are getting more cramped. And the mini-boss encounters are getting more difficult as well. Mistimed my jump and misplaced myself too. How am I gonna do this? That's how. With careful timing. I'm really thankful that this level designer understands checkpoint placement. Also, thank you for placing the utilities at the end of the menu. Are we nearing the end? Could this be it? It is. Crash Man. That sounded a bit worrisome. Not good. No E-tanks either, so I'm gonna have to do it normally. This is one of those stages that'll work pretty well with some E-tanks, or M-tanks. There we go. A neat but difficult boss arena. That's how I describe this entire level. It requires some of the most mechanical skill of any level submitted to the contest I've played so far. It was still fun, so I'll give it a thumbs up, but I'd only recommend it to above average skilled Mega Man Maker players, as otherwise you'll die a lot, especially with some of the jumps. Third up is MMMLCC 2018 Wily Castle 1 GW9 by GW9 with 33 plays and a score of 10. Gonna be shorter this one, probably up to 30. 30 screens that is. Second level so far that grants me access to the jet adapter. Self-explanatory. This as well, though we need to start the flight at the higher elevation. Gradually getting harder. The previous stage also had a pretty good difficulty curve. Two choices, up or down. I'll take the lower pathway first. The upper pathway seems to be the jet adapter segment. This seems to be the power adapter segment. Punch block mayhem. Sorry about all the bouncing sounds. It is a bit ear-grating. Is this where the two pathways link up with each other? No, this is just the same route as before. With two different ladders for some reason. I'll have to play through the stage at least once more to see where the outer pathway leads to. Of course that would happen. almost made it on the last jump. That's why killer bullets are so dangerous. Do I have a shield? Yes, I do. Doesn't work though because those enemies explode. So far I say this is my favorite level to part. It's not too difficult and not too easy. And I guess this is the end of the level. Felt like a nice Wily Tree stage. No, it isn't. Boss time. Mini-boss time, I mean. GG, so that was actually the boss battle. That's a nice way of adding variety. Let's see where the alternate pathway upwards takes us to. You need the charge kick in order to access it. Just some weapon energy, so I can't skip it like that. And this is where the two pathways link up with each other. I'll give it a thumbs up, it was a fun level, currently my favorite level to part so far. Forward up is Wily 1 Robot Warehouse by Trashman22 with 21 plays and a score of 1. Also gonna be 30 screens at most. So far, very straightforward. Nothing much to say of this intro segment other than it was very straightforward. One of the most straightforward out of the 4 parts. One of the most straightforward out of the 4 levels so far covered in this part. One of the most straightforward out of the 4 levels I covered in this episode. I can make the jump, but I don't want to risk it. Or that can happen. Second time's a charm. Let's see if it works this time for us. These shots are going to be the biggest problem. I don't have access to charge kick either. And I used up my rush jet during some previous failed attempts. I don't trust myself with crossing that 4-block wide gap, so I'll use Rush Jet. Neither on this. See, the main difficulty of this level are the green shots from the footholders. Everything else isn't that bad. I can't go down over there, so let's go down here. I kind of guessed here. It would have been really annoying if this was actually a bottomless pit. Really, the main gimmick of this level is footholders and elect beam traps. And getting hit by every green footholder there is. Sometimes the timing can work against you. There we go. We're nearing the end of the level. I'm hoping, at least. In this stage, the enemies weren't the main problem. It was the footholders and elect beam traps. But we're at the end of the level. This was one of the more difficult Wily Stage 1 or 2 stages, at least the way it's constructed. If anything, I'm surprised this stage didn't get a lower score, compared to Raising Eyebrows. Well, Raising Eyebrows was more difficult and annoying. It's probably Firestorm then. Quick Boomerang? Quick Boomerang. So that's the end of this level. Even though it wasn't the most difficult, it was one of the more annoying ones. It didn't really appeal to me. So in this part, I covered 4 more levels that were submitted to this level design challenge. In total, that means I've covered 25 levels, 1 of them was removed, and 2 of them were skipped as I covered them in earlier episodes. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more Veersmed levels. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!